Welcome to the mind of Lancescurv, the most creatively profound man in cyberspace.
Welcome back, everyone. Lancescurv here. It's a beautiful morning, and I'm just happy to be alive. Feet in the soil. Not right now, I'm inside. But basically, in nature. Feet to the soil, the sun, just the beautiful air, the animals. That's all I want. I don't want anything else more than that. Feeling good, getting a lot done. A lot of new things on the horizon, and not necessarily on the horizon. But it's just so funny how life is. And I wanted to speak about a couple of things that I've known about for a long time, but I wanted to give a little expression on it. Think back in America when the whole craze with the U.S. government was all about, is a person a communist or not? This person has ideologies that are communist. And it was the whole Cold War. There was the whole accusation. It was like a witch hunt. Martin Luther King Jr. might be a communist. And we have these things going on today. There's so much information online. There's too much information online. There's too much of the wrong information in cyberspace and on social media. And what you have to understand is that social media is the ultimate tool of control, mind control, not just from having you do things that they want. When I say they, whoever they are, I'm not even going to say on a higher level, but those control freaks that want to control the world. Yes, I'm going to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but you really need to open your eyes and look around you. In my experiences, I've known this for many years, but I'm really seeing how it is now more so. This is why I'm like pretty much a hermit and loving it. Da-dup-dup-dup-dup. I'm loving it. You see, with melanated people, black people, whatever you want to call yourself, who are of the original, of the planet and descendants of the original, because even though many are the descendants of the original, they don't have the mind of those originals because they're clamoring for status in a system that hates them but will use them if they can be submitting themselves as a tool. You see, now, you know, it's always been against black people. The whole thing about anywhere we are, Black Wall Street, anything we look to do progressive, anywhere we look to move to for a leg up, any businesses that we do, any support that we get. I remember Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi was going to give Minister Louis Farrakhan $1 billion. The government, the U.S. government, went crazy. You gotta register as a foreign, what was the word? Not agent. Maybe it was agent, but not in the sense that we use agent, right? Before you can get that money, which put him at a disadvantage in America somehow, some way. And he couldn't get the money. They'll be there to stop you from getting something to help your people, but they'll drag you along with reparations. And I say the reparations are never coming to black folks in America. The day it does, it's going to crash. I always used to say the next day, the dollar was going to crash. I say about 2 weeks. Why? Because they want other people to benefit from the foolish spending that we're going to get into. Yes. We're so dumb. Ooh, teacher, I got the answer. Remember in school when you had the answer, nobody else did? You want to be the one to come off superior, that you know stuff. Not superior, but you know when you're kids. But in this modern day, we're just like children. So now, Memorandum 46, Google it. Some people say it's not even real. Some people say it is. Hey, look, Willie Lynch letter. I wasn't there when it was written. Somebody wrote it. But it's so true about us. And I even hate to say us in certain situations because I'm not no us with certain people. I sounded bonic, right? Don't put me in that boat. The only thing is that we may have a wider nose, hair that is a little more coily, and have a darker complexion than those who get burned by the sun. But now the meddling has gone international. We have the year of return to Ghana. A lot of publicity put out about the year of return. Black folks who are frustrated in America, in the system, many of them did not consider leaving the country, but they say, wait a second, I'm about to get my pension. My kids are grown. My house is almost paid for. I can sell it. I can get a lump sum of money with my pension and move out to Ghana where I don't have to deal with racism. I don't have to pay big bills. I won't have to pay rent or a mortgage with what I have. I'm just saying this is many people thought that. Many people didn't. Many people foolishly thought I can go out there and get a job. Really? When there are no jobs really for the people who are born and raised here? How dumb. Well, many made the trek. I know I did. I came out here April 25th to May 13th in 2019. And I was impressed by what I could make out of it. I wasn't impressed to say I'm going to just wear dashikis and wear ankhs, and half the people here in Accra don't wear dashikis and ankhs. You get more treatment in the airport. Akwaba, brother, Akwaba, because they want your cab fare. A lot of nice people here. But you got to understand how people see you. Now, I'm not really talking about that. What I want to talk about is how the U.S. government, UK governments of the world, of the people who don't look like us, who don't care about Ghana, now they see Ghana becoming a popular place to migrate to. So they know in their history of us, how they've done us all throughout history. In the civil rights movement, for example, they had plants in the civil rights movement. We're not talking about plants in a pot. We're talking about people who are sent to live here. Talking the same, we're all black people, we're all one, we got to live together, we can build this, we can do. No. There are some who come here with that idea and thought. But from my personal experiences, the weird stuff that I've been through, the weird movements of the people, oh no. I was already established on social media for many, many years before I even thought about coming here. But you have a lot of folks who are fabrications. You can say I'm a fabrication also, but I think most people know that I'm not. I never had to change my, how can I put it? I never came out one way and went another way. You know, you have people out here that you all know. Back in the day, up until like 2011, 2012, calling black women hairy-hatted hoes. These no good breeding hoes. Look at them fighting the McDonald's. Their DNA is just doom and they're ratchet. They'll never be anything. These black people, they're only good for breeding, and they're only good for, they're nothing good. Then you take all that stuff offline, you get a suit, and now you're black revolutionary. fabrications online. A lot of these people are not the real thing, but most of us are so damn gullible that we'll believe anything that most people say. And I'm not trying to be any revolutionary. I'm just a person who came online just to draw my pictures and write a little bit. I got pulled into this. I've always been like this with my friends. I wasn't coming up here looking for no clout. I don't clout chase. I'm not looking for attention. I got a lot of hugs when I was young. A lot of attention. In many different areas, more than you know. That's why I can back away. But there's some of us who are so hungry for internet clout. I will give you internet clout if you move to Ghana and socialize and move about. And anybody that we deem to be watched, you must get into their lives. Take your time. Get to know them. And just let us know what they're doing right now. This has been going on for so many decades. World War II, Hitler. Oh, look, you all remember that lady who died? Or maybe you didn't realize she died. I forgot what her name was. First name was Linda, and she doxed me. She came on as a person. She came onto the show. She called me asking me, can I come on your show? I'm running for Congress. I said, man, what's this white lady coming to me for? Because you see, they know who to use to get an inroad into the black community. So the gullible black people that are thinking that politics are the way will lead others to slaughter. I thought about it. I said, you know what? I'm a person who I will call myself a master strategist. And I haven't been batting 100% all my life. I say 97%. I said, sure. You can come on into the show. You can come on into the show, no problem. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And I'm quite sure the people who listen to the show would love to hear what you have to say. Well, we talked, it got to like the 2-hour, 20-something minute mark. And after saying all these things to make ourselves look so good to black people, I said, well, since you're here and you state your concern for the black community, I said, how do you feel about reparations? Many of you will remember that show. She gave me a filibuster for 30 minutes. Couldn't get a word in. I let her talk. I'm not going to talk over you. You got to stop talking after a while. I stayed silent. I started to make a comment. She cut me off. I said, okay, I'm going to stay quiet. Folks were texting me, Lash, you going to let her do it to you on the show? No. I rope-a-doped her. Let her shoot her load. Let her throw all the punches. She's going to be exhausted. She's not going to be able to say anything after a while. And then when I started pressing it again, she tried to talk over me, but I didn't let her do it this time. I started jabbing her with truth, jabbing her hooks, right hands, body shots, twisting her, pivoting, bedazzling her. She starts to scream, oh, you're a Jew hater, because I asked you a question about my people. And she kept swinging it around to Jewish history. I have a lot to say about that. So, she hung up because I was inviting other people to come into dialogue with her. So afterward, she researched me. It's not hard to find out all about me, especially in America. Being established online, you can Google and all this stuff is out there. So she found out where I worked, found out where my wife works, found out where we lived, took pictures of the house that she thought we lived in, but she got it wrong. It was the house next door. She put the picture up. She doxed me just in case now some nutcase out there would hear that and believe her and come to do me harm. She told every detail of my life. That's what doxing is. A lot of folks don't know what it is. It's like boxing, but with a D. D for David. D-O-X-I-N-G. Doxing. When they put all the information out online to shame you. I don't have any shame. I've told most aspects of my life, good and twisted. You messing with the wrong one when you try to do that one. And don't let me research you now. I'm good with them skills. But anyway, make a long story short, when you speak in a way where you're not going to be compromised, look, I've had shadowy offers made to me, not anything direct. Lance, be an agent for us and we will give you $200,000. Look, first of all, when you're an agent and an information gatherer, they're not going to give you that kind of money to live large. They're going to keep you above, they're going to keep you comfortable. But they're not going to have you living lavish. No. They got to keep you a little hungry so you can keep coming back for more bites. But I am saying that in Ghana, you have agents who are here who look like us. And I don't want to even say the us thing because I don't know what the us entails anymore. Who are upright and righteous in their thinking. They come off like you, but they're frauds. They're prostitutes. They're clout chasers. They're dealing with the devil. Devil, I want fame and fortune. I'll do whatever you want me to do. Devil, I want security. I want to get some property. Devil, see what I mean? Whatever your little heart desires, the devil will give to you because they want something out of you. And if you're willing to submit and be planted in Ghana as you're planted in other countries in the world, to sit there and businesses are started and you can start organizations that will help people. And the people will come right to you because they think you're upright and righteous. And when you dig deep enough, you find out that these agents usually are frauds. And usually the agent that's planted in another country that looks like a black person, but they don't have the right mind, there's something on their lives that the devil, USA government, holds over them. It might be a huge debt. Money you owe. I'm not saying to who, but the money you owe is so much. But that country allows you to fly out and relocate without taking your passport. And you pop up out of nowhere and you're friendly and you try to work your way in people's lives. And now they're looking sour when you figure out who they are and you reject them and keep them out of your life. You don't even speak to them. That's how you deal with the devil. They invite you to organizational meetings. They want you to bring your camera, Lance. It would be nice if you come by. And I used to do those things, but I got hip. I'm like, wait a second. Some of these organizations have been around for a very long time. And they ain't doing nothing except the usual down south Negro cookout. Want to know how many acres of land you got? Want to know how you're living? I want to come to your house. I'm going to be driving near your house. I know the area. I can swing by. No, I'll meet you somewhere else. You just got to lie. Listen, I'll be out of town. They want to get to where you are. They want to see it. It's easy to hold a cell phone in your hand. And when the person ain't looking, I click. Right all up in your sanctuary. No. There might have been a time when I wasn't as clear in my thinking on this subject. But now, your only bit is a drone. I didn't come out here to be any celebrity. I come out here to do my work. And that includes many different levels that will not be publicly disclosed. I'm not an open book like that. I was to a point, but I've run across so many shysters in the United States and out here with these plants who are information gatherers, who are monitoring spirits. They're passive. They're there. You ever see a Venus flytrap? They call it a Venus flytrap. It's a plant that's like a big jaw. And the fly lands on it, and it's like the mouth of it, and it slowly closes over. Right? That fly or that insect. and it eats it. A plant that eats insects. Ain't there something? It's sitting there nice and peaceful. You know, flies land on things, bugs land on things, and you're sitting here nice and peaceful, already established. I know one or two who came out here around the same time, but how do I really know that? Oh yeah, we just happened to be out here. Oh really? How do I know that after showing myself online, they didn't send you? Not just individuals, but whole families. And all they do is put their eyes on you, watch your movements. If they can live right up on you, they'll do so. I'm telling you from experience. But I'm looking forward to a really happy, super private life. Call me paranoid, but you must fight for your privacy. Anybody gonna just walk up like that? No. No, it's not like that, especially anymore. And this is what we have to really do now in this day and age. We have to realize that we are living in a different time. This is why on social media video platforms, they will readily offer so many things from the past as far as music and movies and just documentaries to keep your mind back there. And it's okay to reminisce at times. But they have it so much where, with these days being somewhat stressful for many people and not as sweet for many people, they want to go back into the past and live the way that they lived before. Even if things weren't perfect, the overall consensus is that in the world today, it's not as sweet as it was yesterday. We all have our versions of the good old days, no matter what age we are. It's always where, remember that? I mean, even the kids from not too long ago. We got to remember, this is 2024. And when 911 happened in 2001, that was 23 years ago. 23 years ago. Almost a quarter of a century. Almost. Close enough. And we have youngsters who were born at that time who are out on their own and have kids of their own, some of them. But because of our minds being hijacked and thinking about the past, we don't really realize where we are now. And it's easy for your life to be infiltrated while you are distracted. This is why you must always have your connection to the present. Live in the moment. They are passing by, but make sure you maximize the effectiveness of this moment in your life so you have a foundation to stand on. But if all you do is social media, there's no way if I was just on social media that I could move to another country and accomplish what has been accomplished if I was sitting there scrolling through a Facebook timeline all day. And this is what bedazzles individuals, and this is what will bedazzle people about you when you are productive and you have sides of your life that they just can't see. The paid informants, they have to bring back some information, because if you move in a way, in a premeditated way to be elusive, they're not doing their job. So some of them are at the threat of getting fired. But this is how it is. It's not just a physical thing. It's not just the government looking to watch people, because that's been proven in history already. So no one can say I'm a conspiracy theorist, but they just can't see it now because there's so many distractions. Imagine the things we're finding out about the past that were covered up, and now they're coming out, and you just wouldn't believe it. Declassified information that's allowed to come out 75 years after it happened. So imagine 2076. Most of us might not be here. 75 years after 9/11, what are we going to find out? And we have those who are so blindly patriotic. Oh, I trusted my government. They would never do this. As much blood as they have on their hands all over the world, and you believe their lies? See, America is like that dashing young man that has the attention of many young ladies. And when he's with one particular young lady and filling her brain up with lies, telling her how I'm going to always stick by you, speaking on how he is just so into her and there's no one else. All he wanted was one thing. We're going to keep this one decent. You know exactly what I'm talking about. America is the same way with its so-called citizens. It will promise you everything and give you nothing. But it will get what it wants. Only to the degree that you believe in the lies. American dream? What's that? American dream? How dare you put American in front of the word dream? My dreams are bigger than America. Always were. I go to where I want to go to, but I'm going to make sure for those who try to get in on your life, you've got to draw the boundaries. You know, the saying is funny. Walls make better neighbors. You got to draw the boundaries, y'all. You got to draw the boundaries. You have to protect your privacy at all costs. You have to have your own life. You don't have to explain anything to anyone. When you know your value, when you know your destiny, when you know your worth, you don't have to beg anybody for your mission. The Creator put it in you. You don't see cats out here walking around trying to be a dog. You don't have fish out here trying to be buffalo. We're the only set of people that are trying to be something that we're not. Running away from it. Look in the mirror and see that beautiful brown skin, and this world has you going out there and buying bleaching cream. What the heck? Here you are, a grown, strapping, strong man, trying to sashay down the block in garments that weren't made for you to wear. Delusional. We're in the wrong place. And we're very distracted. And in that distraction, we have to understand that we are being monitored beyond all measure. Call me paranoid if you want. Every week that goes by, you get a little bit of information to let you know what this world is really all about and what's going on. Someone wants control of your every movement. Someone wants control of your very thoughts. And you can't think outside of that box or you are violating. You have to have a life away from all of this to really speak with your Creator, to really get into yourself, to really enjoy the days that go so fast because our minds are so caught up in so many different things that are giving us no value to our world. I'm going to have a good long day today. And I didn't even plan on doing this one. I might come back later, might come back tomorrow, might come back in a couple days. I don't know. This is a whole new phase now. And I just want to thank the Creator for bringing me here to get me to this point. Because the peace that you feel when you're detached from the system is something that is so euphoric. Yes, I still use these tools. I have all this equipment. I have things to be able to produce all types of stuff. But you have to know when to evolve. It doesn't mean you don't do what you used to do anymore, but you evolve. I can't sit down in one place and be stagnant. That's a crime. You weren't put here. Change is inevitable. Like my saying goes, it's better to initiate change than let change initiate you. It's best for you to have a say-so in what change comes into your life, as opposed to sitting down and getting comfortable in stagnation. And when change comes, you don't know what the heck to do because you had nothing on your mind. Isn't it sad? But I just want to thank you for taking the time to listen to my all over the world rant. But I just had a few thoughts that I wanted to share, and I will be talking about this even more so, but just this little bit right now. I don't know. I think I'm going to lay out in the sun for a little while because that sun is feeling really good. And could you imagine? You got people out here who want to block the sun, the life giver of the planet. You must have a relationship with the sun. When you go in church, they're talking about one sun, but that sun is usually blocked by that stained glass image of that person who keeps you from real life. Anyway, much love to you all. Lancescurv out. On to the next one. You know where to find me. I'm out here. Been out here and will always be out here, regardless. Peace.
Make sure to go to Lancescurv.com, an online magazine established in 2001, containing written articles, thousands of talk shows and discussions, cutting-edge cartoons, as well as erotic expressions and tasteful adult photography. It's definitely not for the faint of heart. Once you get a taste of the world of Lancescurv, trust me, you'll be back for more. Lancescurv.com. Bold, raw, and uncut.